please, if you've got any questions for our next guest, by all means, chirps in. But joining us tonight is Simon from the Speakeasy Club. Now, if you haven't come across the Speakeasy Club, in fact, Simon, I don't want to do your work for you, pal. That's why I've got you on here. So welcome to the show, pal. You all right?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Dan. Evening all. Thanks for the chance to come on and chat, and hopefully it's a bit of fun stuff as well. Like it's not
Well,
just going to
let's hope.
be
Yeah, let's
dark.
hope. Let's hope. Have we? While we've been recording here, Simon, has there been any noise on Ike Ugbo while I was talking to the Star lads? Because between us and them, I mean, who's reporting it? I don't know. Who's doing the fancy videos?
Well, I've just seen him down at Cardiff City again, so I'm hoping he's clearing his locker out and he's on his way up the M1. So fingers crossed.
Oh God, I tell you what, I've just realised that you and your little Welsh sing-song voice has just made me sound like quite the shit kicker. So I'm gonna have to put my posh voice on. Now, listen, Simon, you're doing something really important, and you've got a new initiative on. And I wanted to talk about this evening, but I felt like if I did it, I wouldn't give it the words that it needed. So, can you tell us about the Speakeasy Club to start with, and then we'll go into your new initiative after that. What do you reckon?
Yeah, wicked. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, basically, it is all about well-being in sport and focusing on football and rugby to start with. As I'm sure people who are listening now can tell, I'm not from Sheffield, born and bred Cardiff, but being a Wednesdayite for 30 plus years makes complete sense, doesn't it? So, those 93 cup finals, I've got a lot to answer for when I was 8 years old and felt sorry for them. And I haven't been able to shake them since. So sport's always been my life, whether I'm working or playing or volunteering, coaching, whatever it is. And for me, I think it's something that's really special. I think it's a really simple phrase to use, but we all have these connections with people within our sports clubs or the sports we play, teams, whatever it might be. And Speakeasy is all about, just really coming together, having the difficult conversations, but just kind of being there with like-minded people. I think the like-minded people bit is kind of really important. We do a number of things, and the mission really is to get free wellbeing and mental health resources into every single community sports club in the world. We've started in the tropics of South Wales so far, but we only started last October. And the idea really is, for me, with my lived experience of depression, anxiety, I kind of didn't really know what to talk about. Like, probably why we get on, Dan. I'm happy to talk. It's quite easy, but I just don't know why I was talking about it. I was really confused when I was struggling.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, the whole getting these resources into places I was going, the rugby club or the football club or wherever, just gives people permission to be curious, take the time to look into what they're thinking, what they're feeling, and then share it with their pals if they need to. Really, doesn't need to be a
Mm-hmm.
big thing, but it's just there if people need.
At the risk of sounding flippant, depression and anxiety does come hand in hand with Sheffield Wednesday supporting. But obviously, I'm casting a joke there, not to make light of something. Now you've started an initiative called the Pink Bench, I believe. Is that what it's called? Is that, you know what I mean? Because I know Holly's really jealous that you've got that pink shirt on as well. So I'm a big fan of the touch that you put in there. But if you could tell us about what the Pink Bench is and what extension of what it is you're doing with that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can spend millions with marketing agencies in London, but ultimately it's a bench and it's pink. So I've just gone for the pink bench. We're a simple folk in Wales, let's not overcomplicate it. So one of the ways really to get these resources that we've collated into a clubhouse, is all online in our website, is a QR code. And one of the ways of doing it is to put a pink bench into community venues. So as I say, we've got 11 benches so far in the last 9 months. The target was 10 by the end of October. It looks like we're probably going to get over 20, which is fantastic. They're all kind of South Wales, West Wales at the moment. And the idea is ultimately that there's this big pink thing, not unlike me, that is just, it looks a bit different. And it's okay, give people permission. And then on there is the QR code. So I'll use my local rugby club as an example. It's in the middle of a load of blue and yellow benches, and the kind of youth boys are out there on a Saturday afternoon after a match, either having a beer or not having a beer. And I've seen one or two of them scan it quickly, put their phone in their pocket, because there's still that stigma, isn't there? You don't really want to ask questions, and you don't want to look stupid in front of your mates. But then they'll go away and look at it. And I had one of the dads come up to me the other week actually and said, "Oh, Simon, is that your thing out there?" I said, "Oh yeah." He said, "Oh, my lad came and showed me kind of where the QR code goes." And he said, "He's not struggling, he's all right, but it's really good to know the stuff that's there." And I kind of thought, "Oh right, yeah, great. That's what it's about, really, that people just know."
Mm-hmm.
So I was a bit ambitious, and I thought, well, let's have a go. And I reached out to Ben Winter from the Wednesday Community Programme, and I'm absolutely super excited that we're going to get one at Jubilee Sports and Social, and we get one at the Fan Zone. So next
Really?
Wednesday, yeah. So next Wednesday, I'm coming up. We'll have two. There'll be the first benches at any football club, and the first benches outside Wales. So I'm over the moon with that. Super excited. And I think a couple from the pod as well. One of the things we do with these clubhouse conversations, because
Mm-hmm.
a big thing for me is it's about language. It's like how we talk to each other, like when we're at a sports club or at the match or whatever. But it's also just practicing that active listening and the stuff that people aren't saying, and the bits that people maybe are missing slightly. And we joke. I know you kind of made a little I like joke and said it's not to be dismissed, but at the same time, I get asked a lot. "Oh, so you want to stop people taking the piss out of each other then?" I said, "Well, no, actually, I want the opposite. I want more of it."
More of that. I'm really good at that.
Yeah, exactly. But what I want is people just to have a little bit of self-awareness around why they're doing it. You know, that person, why are they having a go or taking the piss out of that person, their mate? Are they the butt of the jokes? Is something going on? Is it not quite right? Maybe just dial it back a bit. And it creates a bigger connection and a stronger bond. And as I say, when it's like-minded people, when you're having a pint in the fan zone before the game, and if you can get one, then it's a great opportunity.
That's genuinely amazing, and I've had a couple of emojis sent through, and people genuinely commending the work you're doing, Simon. And even Ash, who's got a heart of stone, that somehow managed to raise all these eggs for charity, said fantastic stuff to you as well. Now, so when's that going to be in place for you? Say you're going up Wednesday. Is it going to be there for Liam Palmer's thing on Saturday?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it should be. So the 31st. Yeah.
Oh, that's
So they'll be up
amazing.
there. I've roped Stevie in. Stevie's he's coming down as well, so we'll have a good chat, getting into some of the stuff, and some of the stuff we don't really talk about. I think some of the connections and memories and things we don't really give each other permission. I don't know if it's just a blokes thing. I think Holly and Charlie will be much better at it and celebrating each other. But there's so many cool things that people have done, and being not being from Sheffield, stuff like this pod and the stuff you do, like that's my big connection. I don't get the chance
Yeah.
to talk about that sort of stuff that much, so it's a really cool thing to do, and just kind of be invested in what other people are doing. And it's interesting because I haven't really mentioned mental health. I haven't really mentioned kind of focusing on that, but I firmly believe if you do all of that, if we look after each other in that way, celebrate each other, people's mental health is definitely going to improve and stay a lot better.
The thing is, the good thing about sport is, like you've been saying about giving people permission to talk about that stuff, it's a good way to get people together in a really safe environment to just support each other sort of quietly until they feel capable of talking about the other stuff. It's a really good place to know that somebody's there without having to, like, there's not really an elephant in the room unless you're ready to talk about that sort of stuff. If you invited your mate out and you all sat around in pub, people might be sort of like, when do we mention that we're not all right or whatever? But at sport, you sort of have a little bit of a distraction and you can talk a bit about the match and then talk about the other stuff when you feel a bit okay about it. So sport's a really good way to get those conversations in anyway.
Yeah, definitely. And it's I think, as you said there, Holly, it's not putting the pressure on. Let's name the elephant. The elephant's there, but let's not put pressure on anyone to really deep dive into it and just say, look, I'm there if you need. I hear you, mate. I can't solve everything for you, but at least 9 times out of 10, people just want to get stuff off their shoulders and not feel judged. And if we can do that, then I think we've got a good chance of looking after people.
Well, we've had a comment here, and if this helps, then this would be amazing. It's kind of made my day. So Anthony Beale's gone with, get your message on House Talk, Simon. Initiatives like yours get crowdfunded and really quickly get well supported there. So if you want to get your message out on there, then let's do it. I think it's what did Karen Birch say? Sorry. Oh, sorry there. I'm clicking away and I've got myself carried away. Karen Burt said, "Are you part of the? Let me get this right. South Wales, Sheffield, Wendy. Go on. What's SWSWSW? What's that? What's that stand for, Simon? I'm hoping you know.
It's Welsh. It is. It's Welsh.
Oh, is it? Yeah. It looked like Spanish to me.
South Wales, Southwest, Sheffield Wednesday supporters.
And so it might be.
And I'm not. I've tried to be, but I can't get in the WhatsApp group for some reason. So if anyone can, Karen, if you can help me get in there, then I'm well up for it. That'd be wicked.
let's get in there,
and that's the main reason I wanted to come on tonight, to be honest. So
yeah, and let's get the message out. And now we all know why there's going to be a pink bench at the testimonial this weekend, and hopefully the rest of the season across.
Take a picture with the bench if you're at the testimonial.
We're going to need pictures with the bench. Make sure you're at us in it. Now, listen, I can't let you go without talking about this season, Simon. How do you think the Wendy's are going to fare? How do you think they're going to get on? We're winning the league, right?
100%, and there's no point thinking any other way. I appreciate the lads before are more educated than me. They've got a lot more know-how. I'm allowed to get carried away, as are you guys. That's it. We're gonna walk it, to be honest.
Yes, I believe.
When you're Welsh and a Wednesday fan, I mean, you've got to have blind optimism, haven't you? So
yeah, I was going to say.
You've literally got nothing else.
Simon stood on front of cops singing, "Nothing's going to stop us now." That's what it is.
On top of the bench, that's
incredible.
Right.
That's
absolutely incredible. Now, listen, Simon, can you send us some pictures and send us some social media stuff so we can share it on our socials? And thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm not going to apologise for getting a bit heavy because I feel like it's a really important message, especially when blokes are sat around and they're being all laddie and whatnot. And as daft it sounds, like you were saying about taking the piss out of each other. If you're sat there in and around and you're all getting ragged on in a group of people, I take the piss out of Simon for being old. He takes the piss out of me for my turkey teeth and Botox and stuff like that. That's a sense of belonging. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I kind of like it like that. It's when you're on your own and you haven't got those interactions. It's not all about, well, this guy's being mean to me. It's about, being part of something. And I think that sports does that. And I think it brings people together for that type of thing, right?
Definitely. And like Holly said at the start of this recording, we're missing it. 20 days to go, and we're all feeling like we're missing something and being connected with like-minded people. So 100%. I really appreciate the opportunity. Thanks all.
It's my absolute pleasure. So I'm going to leave you with an up the shagging Wendy's. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Simon. See you later, pal. Thanks a lot, bro. Bye-bye. Right then, so that was Simon speaking about a great initiative. And if you are affected by something that we've spoken about tonight, reach out to the Speakeasy Club on the socials and get in touch.